Hey guys, it's Chris with Roundabout Records. Here to talk to you today about something different than famous, infamous, and obscure albums. I'm here to talk to you today about caring for your vinyl. Um, One of the first things that anyone who collects vinyl should learn or know is that you should not store your records laying flat like this. What happens is if you store them in a stack of albums, they will start, because I'm sure you've noticed that vinyl isn't exactly completely flat. Like there's an edge where it first starts and to the lead in, and there's also the label that's raised. And the reason for that is when they're pressing the records, they drop down after they get pressed, so they don't want the grooves slamming into each other. It's okay if the lip or the label slams into each other, but you don't want to mess up the music. Now, when storing your albums, how they should be stored is upright, like this. The easiest way, or the easiest form of storage I've found, and it's very convenient, I use it at all my pop-ups, is milk crates. You can store your records upright or pretty darn close to upright, but the record being up and down is the main thing that you want. Some people just like to leave them in the covers. I myself am a fan of getting the plastic sleeve, as I'm sure you've all seen, as well as storing the record not inside the jacket here, but outside. And this protects from this right here called ring wear, where if you keep your record inside this over time, that pressure, it's going to create areas where additional pressure is put on the album, even if it's stored upright. That will eventually wear down the printing and the artwork on the album. And some of these albums have superb artwork, such as this one right here, Grateful Dead Live 1970. It's known as Skull and Roses or Bertha. And this copy of Grateful Dead from the Mars Hotel. They were stored correctly when they were first purchased, and when I acquired them, they both look beautiful. They're both as close to mint as I've seen myself personally. Now, another question that I get is about cleaning your records. And the one thing I tell everyone is that you need to get yourself a good carbon fiber brush. They look like this. Typically, they just have one row of carbon fiber bristles. This one is the Hunt EDA Mark VI brush. It runs about $35, and it has two rows of the carbon fiber bristles at the top and the bottom, as well as that felt pad right here to capture anything on the surface. Only con of this, you cannot wet clean with it. I recommend cleaning your records every time you play them. For the life of the stylus on the record player, the needle, clean your record every time you play, and also clean your stylus itself. They sell brushes for them. I don't recommend using solutions to clean your stylus. Just a soft brush that is made specifically for a stylus. That's the key, made for a stylus. Use that, or something else that works great is get yourself a cube, cut off a cube of a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and you can just let your needle drop onto that. If you have to manually drop it, if you don't have a cueing button on your turntable where the needle drops, just from maybe half an inch up, just let it drop gently onto that cube of Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and you'll see where the needle hit. There will be like dots of dirt and grime, and it's really surprising to a lot of people the first time they clean their stylus just how dirty it was and just how much better their vinyl sounds. And I know I brought up wet cleaning, and now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about wet cleaning. For those who've collected vinyl for a long time, this right here is a genuine piece of nostalgia. The disc washer, I found this at a guitar shop of all places, who had cleaned out their stock room and happened to find this in there. Still in the package, still sealed from the 1980s. and they sold it to me for $2, which I was surprised. I wish I would have left it in the packaging, but I had to open it up, and it reminded me of my childhood. It comes with this D4 record cleaner, which it's good stuff. It's all right. Now you use it as you put a line of it right here on the front of the brush. It has an arrow telling you which way it starts. And you'll spin the record on your turntable, and as you spin it, you gradually rotate the brush back to dry it off. And it does a good job of, it does a decent job. It gets the job done good enough, for some. My main complaint with this was that it appeared to leave like an oily sort of film behind. And this was something I noticed as a kid. And also, it also takes forever for this stuff to absorb into this pad that's on here. I mean, you spend way too much time, in my opinion, cleaning an album with the disc washer. Another popular one, and one that I used to use when I was younger, and I don't have a can of it, but it's called Groove Glide. The stuff smells like brake cleaner. It's insane. The claims it makes I've noticed that they are true. It does take away the static on an album, the static sound, and it also says that it lubricates the grooves, which I do believe. From after a year or so, there's almost a gunky buildup on the album. So it's leaving something behind on the grooves. With that being said, when you initially use it, it's great. I was like, this is amazing. Well, I even bought a second can, and that was the last time I bought a can of it. But how it works is it has some felt pads. You do 1-2 quick shots, take the other pad, brush it across it to get off any excess, spin your record, and you keep spinning it until it's dry. And it, like I said, initially it works great, and then it's like, what in the world happened to my record? Also with dry cleaning, another thing, you can always use one of these like microfiber towels. They work great for dry cleaning. Now myself, after, I don't know, about 2-3 years ago, I got really frustrated with trying to find a cleaner that's on the market that's actually good, or not just good, great. I wanted something that wouldn't like sink down into the grooves and stay there, but I also wanted something that would actually go down into the grooves, grab the dirt, and come back to the surface with the fluid and stay there instead of down in the grooves. And I also wanted something that would actually absorb into the cloth that I was cleaning with and not take 10 minutes to get it all absorbed to where the record was dry. Now, I have a background in biology and chemistry. It was biochem double major. And I knew what was needed to make this happen, and I decided to put it together, something that wouldn't react with the vinyl, something that would go down and get the dirt, something that would dry quickly, something that does a great job, and that is where I created the sauce. The name, it's just something me and my brothers used to call pretty much anything that isn't a sauce but is fluid, from gasoline, shower gel, etc., whatever. If it was a fluid, we would be like, yo man, I need the sauce. So of course I'm going to call record cleaner sauce, and that's why I call it the sauce. Now, with that being said, this cleaner right here has all those things I desire in a record cleaner. It evaporates at a good rate, so you're not there spinning the record all day on the turntable. It actually penetrates into the grooves, gets the dirt, gets out of the grooves once it has the dirt, goes back to the fluid, and wants to get onto this thing more than anything in the world. It loves this. It goes right to it, and that's what I want. Now, I do have a record here. This is one that came from a recent haul, and I don't. Oh yeah, you can see that. Most people would have looked at this, and all that dirt and grime on there. I mean, you can see that big old right here thumbprint or whatever that is. Most collectors would have looked at this and been like, "Nope, I'll pass on that." Me, I saw this. I saw past the dirt and the grime, and I'm like, that is a record that looks, at the very least, to be in excellent condition. So, as I said, with a dirty record like this, you don't want to go right at it with the solution. You'll just be making cement out of the dirt when you combine liquid with it. So I go across the record first with the dry cloth just to get any debris off of it. Normally I would do this on my turntable. I'm just going like this. I don't recommend anyone hold their record and clean like this. I trust myself though not to drop it. Other people, they would not be allowed to do that to my record. Now, with the sauce, also what makes it different is the solution goes directly onto the album. Some people might be like, no, you cannot spray solution directly on an album. This has an atomizer on it, very controlled amount. It's only 3 sprays. You want to spray away from the label, like 1, 2, 3. Okay? So it's on there. It's a very small amount. Doesn't take much. And with that, I go counterclockwise. The reason I do that is that's the way the stylus travels. Now, for an exceptionally dirty record like this, I might go over some of the spots gently back and forth like that, allowing that solution to really penetrate, get down in the grooves, and get it cleaned up. So, I've got one over at once. Now I'll move the towel to a dry side, dry it up, and as you can see, in that short period of time with me talking to you, this record has went from filthy to absolutely pristine. And I mean, that is a clean album. Now, after I clean, I do see a couple imperfections on it. There's a little, looks like a little scuff right there, a little scuff here. That is all surface. It's nothing that will affect playback. But a record that most people would have passed on is now super clean. And retail set, I'd have no problem paying $35 for this. It's in that good a condition. Even the lead-in groove, that run-in area, it's super clean. No scratches, anything. But that's how you use the Sauce record cleaner. Very quick, very simple. Like I said, I recommend everyone have a carbon fiber brush. You can get them relatively cheap, $10 on Amazon maybe. It's something great to have to clean your records before you play. Have something to clean your stylus. And if you're going to get a wet cleaner, I highly recommend my Sauce. You can pick it up at Sun Moon Apparel. It's good stuff. Other than that, I'll see you all next time, and I'll be bringing you info that I find relative to collecting vinyl, and that's important. So, peace out, everyone. See you next time.